In this video, I'm going to deal with notes to the financial statements, and I'm going to use Gauteng Province Grade 10, a paper, a control test paper that was written in September 2018. So I'm going to look at inventory, which is our note number 4 to the financial statements, and it's actually easier because it's already, the answer book is already pre-populated for you. So your inventories are made up of two things. That's your trading stock and then your consumable stores on hand. In this particular question, you had a mark allocation of 6. So when you look at the question paper, you're going to see that on your trial balance, your inventory is given as 65,000, but in this balanced section you see that there's no consumable stores, so you're given 65,000. So what is also critical, after seeing that your trading stock is 65,000, we need to check if there's no adjustment relating to trading stock. So if you check adjustment number 1, goods donated, right, to the local church at selling price of 540 have not been recorded. Now, if you remember now, in our trial balance, we've got 65,000, but we have a situation here where there were goods that were donated, whose selling price is 540. So on your answer book here, what you can do is that you can open your bracket and you say 65,000, which is what you have, which is what you found here on your which is what we found here on our trial balance, the 65,000. And then you go to your adjustment, and the adjustment says 540 was donated. But now you need to remember that donations are done at cost price, so it becomes critical for you to know what is the cost price of the 540 that was donated. So if you check at the beginning here, they tell you that the markup on cost is 50%. So what do we know? We know that there was a donation, right? And the donation, the selling price of the donation was 540, but we know that we need the what? We need the cost, we need the cost price, and this is what we do not have, the CP, and but you are told that the markup on cost is 50%. So how do you get your cost? So it's going to be 100, which represents the cost, over 150 times 540. Okay, so if I put this on my calculator and I say 100 over 150 times 540, it gives me 360. Right? So which means my cost price is 360. One can ask and say, how did I get to the 360? I always say it's easy to say unknown over known times amount, times the amount. So what is unknown is the cost price, which is 100%. So it's 100. What is known is the selling price, which is the 100, the cost plus the markup of 50 to give you 100 and what? 150. So over 150 times 540, times 540, right? And this we calculated and it gave us 360, which means now when I come to my answer book, the donation reduces stock. So it means stock with a cost price of 340 was given away. So I must subtract of 360 was given away. Let me make it clearer there. So it's 360 was given away. So what it means that is going to be 65,000 minus 360, which is the stock that was donated. Okay, and then after you're done with that, you look at adjustment number 2. So adjustment number 2 says a physical stock count revealed that the following stock was on hand. Trading stock was 56,800, and then consumable stores was 480. Now when you look at this particular adjustment, it changes the whole setup of what you've done there, because whenever stock is counted, it means that is what we record as our inventory. So because there's a physical stock counting here, I can straight away go to my answer book and say there's trading stock of 56,800, and there is consumable stores of 480. And if I add the two, the 56,800 plus 480, it gives me 57,280. Now, one way of making this calculation give you 56,800 is to do it this way. So what I can do is that I am told that my stock is 65,000, and I know that I donated cost of 360. Now, what this means is that if I say 65,000 minus 360, it will give me 65,000 minus 360. It will give me, this will give me 64,640. Now, so if you take 64,640 and you subtract what was counted, which was 56,800, it will give you a trading stock deficit 56,800. It will give you 7840. So what it technically means is that you had 65, you donated 360, then you are left with 64,640. But when you counted, you only found 56,800, which means there's a deficit of 7,840. Meaning to say, here on my answer book, I can say minus the deficit of 7,840, and I close the bracket. So if you take your calculator and you say 65,000 minus the 360 that was donated minus the deficit of 7,840, it will still give you 56,800. And that is how you do your note number 4. Now, very critical, I'll repeat. When they tell you that the stock has been counted, what has been counted is what you need to rely on, which means in this particular case, because of the physical stock count, the assumption is straight away that my stock is going to be 56,800 and consumables of 480. And I can still work out to find out how did they get to 56,800, because it simply means that the difference between your 64,640 and the 56,800 counted is a trading stock deficit.